In this video, we'll review using the Woofie's app while you're out at grooming appointments. So you'll want to make sure that you've downloaded the Woofie's app to your cell phone because you will be accessing this tool throughout your day to arrive and complete at your appointments, but also to access client information as needed. The good thing to know that is in case you have issues with the app on your phone, this is also a URL, so you're able to just copy the URL and put it into a browser from your phone, and you're still able to access the site. So when you're out there at appointments, you'll want to be going to scheduling and my schedule. In this situation, you always want to make sure that you have a one-day view, so make sure that you're adjusting it to one day when you are out in the van grooming dogs. So when you first get to an appointment, you'll want to obviously park the van, and then the next thing you want to do is select arrived. Now, the reason we have you select arrived before you actually get the dog in the van to groom them is so that we can allow you the time to communicate with the client, to allow them to ask questions, to assess the dog, and also to take client requests. We want to make sure that that time is allotted for so that that on top of the groom is accounted for when we're scheduling. So when you first arrive, you'll select arrived. Again, it will have you confirm that you've actually arrived, and this is just to prevent you from accidentally arriving at the wrong visit. So once you select arrived, you'll see that the appointment will turn blue, and that just means that the appointment is in progress. The back office will also have access to this, so they'll see that your appointment is in blue, and they'll know that you're at your appointment. You'll notice that there is a arrival time that will appear there, and then you'll also see a timer that is ticking. To the right of that is going to be a GPS tag, so your location is tagged when you select arrived, and it's also tagged when you select complete, and it will also track your movement while you are actually performing the appointment. So once you've got the dog in the van, you're grooming, you finish up, you're taking them back up. Once you've returned the dog, you'll want to select complete. Again, it'll have you confirm. So now you'll see that your appointment has now turned gray, and that just means that the appointment is complete. You'll see that you now have a start time and an end time, and your geotag will also be there as well. Now, the big thing that I like to point out to groomers is there are two options here. You have your journal and you have your note to office. In this situation, the client was home, so you don't necessarily need to do a journal entry. But as you can see down here with Lisa Jones at your groom at 6 o'clock, you can see that the client is not home for that appointment. So you'll want to make sure that you leave a really good journal entry for clients that aren't home so that they can, they know that the groom has happened, and they can also see a nice picture of their newly groomed pup. So in the example where the client would not be home, you would select this journal. You can always add a title. I would always just add, the groom and then the puppy's name. You'll see a lot of these checkboxes here are pet sitting related, so you don't need to worry about those. But the one thing you will want to make sure you do is add photos. So you can just select add photos, and it'll pull photos from your phone. Then you can just add a quick little note. Ooh. You can keep it as short and sweet as you'd like. If there's anything you notice, like maybe he usually isn't very good for the dryer, but today he was a really good boy, you want to make sure you note things like that because it really goes a long way with a client. So again, this is an example if the client wasn't home. You would just then select save and email client, and that journal would be sent to the client. Now, the other piece of this is after each and every appointment, you want to make sure you add a note to the back office with your groom notes. Your particular location will provide you with the grooming template that you'll be using. So what you'll do is you'll take that template from your back office and you'll just paste it into your text field right here. and you will just answer the things that need to be answered. So there'll be different categories that need that you may have notes on. Just make sure you add notes, and then you'll want to add that note. What that does is it sends that note to the back office, and it'll also attach to this particular appointment. And what happens is they'll take that grooming note for that particular dog, so that was for Buddy. They'll take that and they will put it in Buddy's pet profile. You'll notice that John Doe also has an appointment for his other dog, Fido, and we do this with every single client, is if they have multiple dogs, each dog has their own appointment scheduled so that you can update the grooming notes accordingly. So they follow the appointment. So you would do Buddy's appointment first, add his notes, and then you would arrive and complete for Fido's appointment and add his notes separately. So then now the back office can keep the notes organized and separated by dog. Another important thing just to know about this note to office button is that you can always use it. So you'll see that it's there before, during, and after your appointments. So feel free, if anything ever changes with a client, like you go up and you go to get the dog and they decide they want to change the level of service, you can add a note to the back office. You can just select it and say client wants to change to level 6. And the back office will be able to update that level of service for you. And you can add as many notes as you need to. You can also do it after the fact, as we just did, and you can also do it during. So if there's anything that you need to communicate to the back office during an appointment, you can submit a note then as well.